Hello, this is Diandra with student number A320240064. So Indonesia is widely known as a world-class destination, tourism destination, and however, recent events have raised serious concerns about safety, governance, and public perception. This video will analyze two recent cases. The first is the Labuan Bajo boat tragedy involving foreign tourists, and then the second is the issue of declining domestic tourism in Bali and the shift toward Yogyakarta. We will discuss the root causes, impacts, weakness, and solutions for Indonesian tourism. The first is Labuan Bajo boat tragedy. The tragic accident in Labuan Bajo that killed a Spanish football coach and his children gained international attention and raised questions about marine tourism safety. The main causes include at first that weather or natural conditions. The vessel encountered high waves and rough sea conditions, which became deadly after the boat reportedly experienced engine failure. Weather risks in maritime tourism were not sufficiently mitigated, and the SOP or safety management, there are strong indications of inadequate safety procedures such as insufficient vessel inspection and lack of contingency protocols and weak emergency preparedness for sudden weather changes. And then the oversight and regulation. Labuan Bajo has experienced multiple maritime incidents in recent years, indicating weak enforcement or safety regulations, and then limited inspections and inconsistent operational standards across tourism boats. And the case number 2 is the Bali versus Yogyakarta tourism shift. Recently, social media showed narratives claimed that Bali tourism was declining, while Yogyakarta experienced a surge in domestic visitors. So, viral content created a perception that Bali was quiet and or declining, influencing domestic tourist decisions, even though international arrivals to Bali remained strong. Unfavorable weather conditions in Bali reinforce negative perceptions, making destinations like Yogyakarta seen as more predictable and comfortable and more attractive. Domestic tourists are flexible. When prices, weather or perception change, they easily switch destination, and Yogyakarta benefited from this shift. These two cases will have impact on Indonesian tourism. For short-term impact, declining trust in marine tourism safety, especially among international tourists, and then rapid spread of negative narrative through social media. And the last is immediate change in travel behavior and also bookings. And then there are long-term impact. The first is potential damage to Indonesia's global tourism reputation, and then particularly for maritime destination. And the second is reduced confidence in safety standards if incidents continue. And the last is strong destinations like Bali might remain resilient, but systemic issues could weaken long-term competitiveness. And then there is domestic versus international tourists. Domestic tourists, highly influenced by social media and also weather, and then more likely to switch destination from Bali to Yogyakarta. And there is international tourists, still trust Bali as a global brand. However, fatal safety incidents significantly affect international trust, especially in marine tourism. Trust and safety in maritime tourism marine tourism focus. The Labuan Bajo case directly undermines trust in systems, raising concerns about first is vessel standards, and the second is emergency response capability, and the third is risk management in high value destinations. Without reform, marine tourism may be seen as high risk rather than premium. So actually what is missing in Indonesian tourism? From both cases, the key weakness became visible. The first is inconsistent safety standard, especially in maritime tourism, and the second is weak regulatory enforcement and inspection, and the third is poor crisis communication and perception management, and the fourth is limited risk management and disaster preparedness, and the fifth is lack of fast, trusted official information channels, and the sixth is over-reliance on destination image rather than system quality. So, how about the solution? There is three steps of solution from the industry level until the national level. From first is industry level or operator, mandatory annual safety audits and certifications. Tourism boards, operator, and industry association is their responsible. And then the destination regional level, there is stronger port authority supervision in tourism zones, responsible to local government and port authorities. And then the third national level, unified national maritime tourism safety regulations. Like they're responsible for Ministry of Transportation and Ministry of Tourism. The conclusion, these two cases show that Indonesian tourism challenges are not about lack of attractiveness, but about safety system, governance, and also communication. By addressing this weakness across all levels, from the regular levels and then to regional levels, and then into the end is national levels, Indonesia can restore trust from other regions like foreigners and other regions, and then strengthen resilience and ensure sustainable tourism growth for the future.